River, our excuse me, area of concern. I will be starting with a little bit about the lake. My name is Michael, and if you need to reach me, there is a phone number that should be available by the end of the webinar here. All right. Well, Lake Superior is the largest of the Great Lakes and the third largest freshwater body in the world. It is home to 82 species of fish, in which 13 are known invasive species. Toxic pollution in the Lakes Superior region, or the Great Lakes region, is low compared to the rest of the Great Lakes. However, mercury, dioxins, and PCBs can harm lake wildlife because they don't easily break down, lasting a long time in the lake, which accumulate in fish species and then when ingested by humans over time can cause a variety of health issues. In order to combat these toxins, the U.S. and Canadian government in 1995, along with state agencies of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, and the province of Ontario, have agreed to reduce the amount of toxins released into the lake. Though these toxins are at low levels, it is still enough to cause slight restrictions to what kind and the amount of fish that should be consumed from the Lake Superior Great Lakes region. The Wisconsin DNR has links to relate these fish advisories to the public. Next here we have our areas of concern for the Great Lakes, but we will be specifically looking at Lake Superior. We have the St. Louis River is a 192-mile long river that enters Lake Superior near Duluth, Minnesota, and Superior, Wisconsin. It covers the lower half of the county of St. Louis in Minnesota and the adjacent counties, and Douglas County in Wisconsin. It is at the joining of river and lake where we need to observe. This area is meant to be a haven for many of the fish and other aquatic species that we humans depend on. There are a variety of federal and state local entities along with an array of local area groups, as well as nonprofit organizations that are dedicated to the overall health of our freshwater, whether it be the lake or streams, rivers that contribute to the lake and our sources of fresh water to help maintain a healthy freshwater ecosystem. Some of the organizations offer incentive programs that help in maintaining wetlands, marshes, swamps, and bogs, which all contribute to a healthy aquatic and terrestrial habitats. These organizations can help financially if qualified, and it may take some effort on your end, but we feel that it is worth doing if our children and generations beyond have fresh water to drink and healthy forests to play in. Next, we will be talking a little bit about some of the local, state, and national entities that can assist you in maintaining these wetlands. Some of the local entities would be the St. Louis River Alliance, Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, as well as the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources, and the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. On a national level, we have the National Estuarine Research Reserve, which is based out of the city of Superior. United States Department of Agricultural Natural Resource Conservation Service also is one of those organizations that can help kind of push those things forward. First, we will be looking at the NER, or NEAR, I suppose, depending on who you are talking to. They are interested in 4 sites specifically in northern Wisconsin: Wisconsin Point, Pokegama Bay, Carnegie Wetlands, and the Red River Breaks. You can see the acreage there and the amount of work that is needed for these areas. Some of these areas last summer had some research done in them to track populations of invasive crayfish and gobies, and we use some of that data to determine where and when we should be focusing our effort. The Next one we have is USDA NRCS, which can help, as you can see, with agricultural management assistance, agricultural water enhancement program, air quality initiative, cooperative conservation partnership, conservation innovation grants, stewardship programs, quality incentives, and watershed protection. And at the bottom here we do have their web address if you are interested in pursuing that opportunity. Next we have St. Louis River Alliance. That SLRA is a local nonprofit working to oversee the activities and practices to restore, protect, and enhance the St. Louis River. In the 1980s, the lower 39 miles of the river was designated as an area of concern. It is only one of 43 other sites in the Great Lakes region, and they have identified 9 environmental issues and developed recommendations for each one of their problems. And once again, there is the address at the bottom if you want to get involved. And just as a reminder, there is a 4th annual St. Louis River Summit hosted by the St. Louis River Alliance, and that will be at the University of Wisconsin in Superior at Yellow Jacket Union, February 25th and 26th of 2014. Register online. There's a link for that, and they do ask that online registration is by February 14th, so they can have an idea of who's going to be there and what they need to prepare for. Wisconsin DNR has many available links on their website that will allow you to search their databases, not only for the Lake Superior area, but the whole of Wisconsin, and plenty of archived articles about past and future plans, reports, local accommodations, news, and weather conditions. And that is where you can get your fish advisories, so you have an idea of what to eat, what not to eat out of the lake. And there is a web address at the bottom of this page as well. Minnesota DNR also has those opportunities to find links for fish advisories, weather, and whatnot, but they do have volunteer opportunities available for all ages. They also have programs for individuals to nurture nature, if you will. They have grants available for those who qualify, as well as links for safety in nature, stewardship, and possible internships as well. We do have a web address at the end of that slide. And next we will talking about the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. The MPCA website provides a great source of about all pollution in the state, which includes waste, water, and air, and the regulations put in place to reduce the amount of pollutants released into the environment. The MPCA monitors environmental quality, offers technical and financial assistance, and enforces environmental regulations. They also offer employment opportunities for students during the summer, which can develop into more of a permanent position for those of you interested. And again, website at the bottom. Well, we do all these things as far as trying to get out and reach and physically do those things, you know, as a group, as a community. But what we can do at an individual level, you know, per household, is really use these earth-friendly household products, such as you know, biodegradable bags, reusable jars, earth-friendly cleaners as well. I do have a list here of these products that I personally have used some, still do. It's about reducing what we have to take out of the water before actually letting that water enter our streams, lakes, and rivers. Using biodegradable plastics will reduce the amount of, I guess, leachate that occurs within you know, landfill sites, and that's when you have all that dirty, mucky garbage, and it rains, and then the water seeps through all that garbage, and it produces essentially extract of garbage, and that will slowly find its way into our underground water system. So using, you know, the earth-friendly shampoos, hand soaps, dish soaps, toilet cleaner, detergents will reduce an overall effect that these accumulations will have quite the impact on our habitat as humans. And we do this all for the plants and animals of our region. We do have in the near we do have a few of local, or not so much local, but native rare species we have been finding. I do have pictured up here floating marsh marigold. There has been 10 rare plant species identified in the reserve. Though there has not been any rare animal species identified, the area hosts habitat for many of the flora and fauna that call Wisconsin their home. And with healthy wetlands, you have a larger diversity of plants and animals that use that area. And next we have a very familiar species to the Northwoods, and we should all be familiar with the importance of wolves, most notably the collapse of a food chain that often follows the eradication of a keystone species such as the wolf. A healthy, naturally balanced ecosystem should have all the components necessary for population control and overall health of a community. When these keystone species are removed from the food web, others may take their place as the system finds balance, sometimes taking years to complete and other times never rebounding at all, which can lead to extirpation of a species. Often native species will be the ones highly affected. As you can see, there's declining fish population in Lake Superior due to invasives such as crayfish and goby. Zebra mussel is the most notable one in this region. But there are things that we can do, not only as a group or as an individual, but we can make our houses and our places of work, parks, a little. We can treat it as kind of a primary step in reducing our runoff, which in turn collects a lot of oils from cars and debris and which accumulates quite quickly. You can set up rain barrels at your house as well as rain gardens. We do have individuals that work here that are steeped in that area. Permeable surfaces, which will allow water to seep through the material rather than running off and directed down storm drains, storm sewers, which end up collecting quite a bit. When they are all directed to these areas, a lot of times we're picking up a lot more than just what's being put down. We have volunteering opportunities, as we discussed prior, monitoring streams, lakes with MPCA, stewardship with both states' Department of Natural Resources, but most notably it's our purchasing of these earth-friendly products, reducing, recycling, reusing, all these things that can cut down on what inevitably ends up in our water. Most of these items can be found with a little searching on the internet. Some products can be purchased here at the City of Superior Environmental Service Division at the Wastewater and Stormwater Treatment Facility. Volunteering can be done by anyone interested really in keeping our cities, lakes, and our forests healthy. And yet others can be found in many retail stores. I use a couple of soaps that I can find at a few different places that will allow it breaks down very easy. It reduces the amount of glycerin that is used in soaps that can be found in a lot of treatment facilities as a byproduct of just trying to keep clean. And I do have here those web addresses once more if you are interested in pursuing any of these opportunities. And I understand that we are busy as a people, but if we can start small, it'll all add up quickly. And I do want to thank you for your time listening to the webinar, whether it's present or past, and look forward to speaking with you.